Right. Let us understand what are compilers and interpreters. So suppose we write a file where we write the code of any language, say C Sharp, Java, JavaScript. The computer does not understand a single word in the file, right? We are writing it in plain, simple English, right? Because computer understands some different language. It understands binary, right? Zero and ones, machine code, right? Byte code. It will not understand what we have written in that particular file. So what happens? To make that particular file understandable, that set of instructions that we have given to the computer understandable, we need translation. And for doing the translation, we need translators. And there are two ways or two people who do this translation, right? One is interpreters, another is compilers, right? So what are interpreters? So interpreter is a concept, or interpretation is a concept where the translation happens line by line. For example, there is a line where a equals to 10, where b equals to 20, console.log a plus b. It happens line by line. It reads where a equals to 10, it executes it. It reads where equals to b, it executes it. It reads console.log a plus b, it executes it, right? It happens line by line. It reads it, executes it, right? It's quick, right? Because it reads it and executes it at the same time, happens simultaneously. What happens? What is the problem with an interpreter? When an interpreter, suppose there is a particular chunk of code, right? And there are going to be repetitions in the code. So if there is a particular chunk of code which is being repeated a lot many times, the interpreter translates that particular line of code each and every time. Let's see how. So basically, if we have, say, this piece of code, this is a function, right? Simple function, some array function, an array is passed in the array, some array function, and the sum of the elements of the array is being calculated, correct? You see that this part of the code is a repeated part of code, right? This part, basically, this part is the repeated part of the code because it is going on for a particular amount of time. So suppose the arrays of length 5 or 10 does not make any difference. It's a small array. But if the array's length is 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, this code is being translated for 1 lakh times. So it has been translated and executed for 1 lakh times, and hence this makes it slow and also takes in the optimization for a toss. What happens to it? We come to compilers. Compilers, the execution happens after the code has been read. So the compilation, as in the reading of the code, is done ahead of time. This particularly whole function will be read first and then it will be executed. Okay. So it is slow because it will take some time to read the code, right? And then it will execute it. So compilers are a little slower than interpreters, but compilers do something called stubbing. So suppose this particular piece of code is being executed for 1 lakh times. Compiler identifies it. Yeah, this is particular piece of code which is being executed for 1 lakh times. Let us replace it with a stub. Stub is something. It's a programmatical replacement of a particular piece of code. Compiler knows that this particular stub will basically optimize it and not let it be repeated for 1 lakh times. So this is how compiler optimizes this piece of code. So interpreters are fast to read and execute. Compilers are a little slow in reading and executing, but are very good in optimization. Okay. So now that we know what is objects, how do we create objects, what are dynamically typed language, what are interpreters and compilers, let us go inside and understand how the JS engine works, or what is the architecture of the JS engine.